1889, 1890, Charles E. Myrtle identified unity as an educational movement. And because we had study groups out in the world, they were called the field department. Well, that worked until 1964, when the ministers created an association, the field ministers, and they formed their own group. And so now we have two entities in unity. And at home at the village, where they had the publishing side of unity, retreats, they did well financially, but that association of ministers, the ministers group, they lived on free love offerings from the churches, and the income always went up and down erratically. Well, that's been a problem since '64. There were other things. There was just this question of Charles E. Myrtle started as one unit, and then had, field ministry is very particular and has particular needs, as you guys know, and so they needed to have attention paid to their particular needs, but did it need to be a separate organization? Well, people have been asking that question since '64, and the answer came up. We did a giant survey of all the unity churches, and overwhelmingly they said, no, can we make it one thing again? Well, that happened in November. There's a lot of legal business that happened, but all the legal hurdles got cleared. So the village, with the publishing and Simon Unity and the retreats and everything, their board absorbed the field ministry. It's now a field ministry department again. And, we have 400 in the United States and another 120 around the world, independent agents, and they need to be cared for. So we now have a new charter, which is in the 4th version, because they keep getting feedback on it, a charter of practices and procedures for field ministry. And know that it doesn't change our status as in our nonprofit status. We're still under the umbrella of unity. It does not change our ability to be independent agents. Nobody's laying a doctrine out there that says one way and one way only. Everybody still practices unity the way they do. Financially, the more solvent Unity Village, with its stuff, publishing and kind of unity and retreat. They've given loans to the field ministry on occasion when the field ministry was in dire need of money. And now the flow just goes. We still want all of our field ministries to tithe as best they can to field ministry resources, but it's all cared for in that sense that financially the person with the biggest pocketbook is now financing all the resources in field ministry, or guaranteeing that there'll be financial resources. There are things that are happening. Like I said, there's a charter that's being worked on. It's organic. It keeps getting worked on. But the only thing that's really happening is a thing called partnership circle or partnership resource sharing. And the idea was that people would, here and there talk to people with field ministry and at headquarters at Unity Village and say, well, we like this, we don't like this, what are we doing with this? Can we have a new policy? And those things would then go to a board and they would mull it over and maybe changes would happen. But it was a long drawn out process. And then as members we had at our annual conference every year is when policies that were going to be addressed as a bylaw amendment, they would get voted on. Well, that meant once a year we as members had input as to what was actually going to happen. It was decided by the people that are doing this unity reimagining that they wanted and hoped that with technology that we could be more intimate with each other and more immediate. And so these partnership circles, some of them are around specific resource needs such as education, advertising, working with disruptions in a community, those sort of things. But what they are is those circles where one thing is all the resources that Unity has to offer us can be accessed. So if you want to do marketing, you plug into the marketing circle and you will find all the resources available and a chat for people to share best practices. And that's the real intimate thing is that we're going to have lots of various circles of people with specific interests, and then there's a general circle where anybody that has something that comes up that they want to address in Unity as an organization, they start a chat there. They start a conversation, and those conversations will be intimate and ongoing, and on any day you can plug into the group that you're interested in and see who's talking about what. And if that is how it's happening, and the association is going to be, Unity is going to be listening in to all of those chats, and if one looks like it's a need that has to be addressed in a larger, more universal way, then they'll do surveys and polls about that question. And if need to be, if their policy or practice needs to be changed, it can be done immediately or quite quickly. It doesn't have to wait for an annual meeting. So the whole idea is that things that have a need should be addressed as they appear rather than sifted through some sort of organization that takes a year to actually get it happening. I'm excited by this. I think this is smart as all get out, and I'm looking forward to joining as many partnership circles that pique my interest. So that's a general overtone. Know that there's now a department called Unity Spiritual Education, and Diane Bencera, a dear friend of mine, the head of that, she's dynamite. I wouldn't want anybody else in the world playing with our educational system. But, we still have the 400 online courses, usually taught by retired ministers. You can go, unity.org, you get in the website, Google spiritual education, and you can find out what's on the curriculum. They are going to present at the end of the year, so that everybody that's in a current formal program can complete the program as best they can. They're going to entertain new ways to have ministers ordained. That's going to help our lovely Leslie here. And I think they're going to add a tier system of associate minister, junior minister, and senior minister, so that ministerial students can start practicing in their own churches sooner. They will be able to do certain duties, and that, I think, is a smart way to do it. It's very much like the old fuel licensing program where it was in on-the-job training. I went through that program. I thought it was pretty good. So anyway, so those are the nuts and bolts of it, friends, and I'm excited. Know that it's organic. It's been launched, and now we get to play with it because it is our playground. It's our spiritual playground, our community playground, and our mission playground. So I bless you, I love you. If you have questions about this, form them up and Robin will give them to me and I'll do my best to answer them or to direct you to the people that can answer. There are ongoing fireside chats and community meetings as each part of this puzzle is being put in place to keep all of us abreast of how it's going. So those are available to all of you too. They are during the week, usually as a Wednesday, but know that we're doing a good job, and there's nothing that interferes with the way you guys are doing Unity of Billings. You are doing great. All this is new resources for you. Okay? I love you. I bless you. I'm going to go do my live stream. Goodbye, honey.
We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Bill.
all right.
Thank you.
All right, love.
Thank you.
Phil, if I could bother you for one thing, would you mind doing a prayer real quick and then we'll get on to it and let you go?
All right. Okay. So close your outer eyes and open your inner eyes. That place where divine loves you and likes to show up. Creator of all life, we are blessed beyond belief in all that is good, great, wonderful, true, beautiful, and loving. We are given the gift of life and we receive it gladly and gratefully. We are one in one family, one world, one divine, and we say yes, yes, yes to our divine life. And so it is. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so
All
much for
right.
the update. Have a wonderful live stream.
Thank you, love. Okay, bye-bye.
Bye, Phil.
Jane up there, I guess, huh? You click on there,
Don't
you'll
close
leave
it,
it.
because Rick and
Yep,
Jane are.
Rick and Jane are on there, so good morning, Rick and Jane.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Who's all out there?
We've got a pretty good showing, so, in all, my great-grandmother was one of the Mother of the Year recipients back in the day. She raised enough kids to have a full baseball team of just them and put all of them through college. And when she was awarded that, they asked all the Mothers of the Year for a quote, and the one that she provided was, "In all things done, persevere." So,
All right.
through the weather, through the challenges, the adversities, the internet being out in the building, we are going to continue to persevere. So we will,
All right.
there is no stopping this. Thank you all for coming out or attending on Zoom. I know that this is a particularly important meeting for us. Thank you. Oh, okay, this is a particularly important meeting for us, but frankly, all things grow in the smallest of settings and grow out to a larger point. So the investment that we put into Unity of Billings doesn't just stay in Billings. This grows outward and upward into our community and influences all of those around us. So I really do appreciate everyone being here to contribute and be positive with it. Couple of notes that I want to go on before we go through it. We are, of course, out of order. It's how things go. But
Like that.
Nikki,
So-
how do we get you guys up on the screen? We're trying to see.
You
so
can.
the problem is that that's tied to the laptop that's over in the corner. So that's
Okay.
gonna be a bit of a challenge because we'd have to rearrange kind of the whole setup.
Okay, we'll just listen then, I guess.
Yep, sorry. I wish we
If
could have
people
a
are
screen.
speaking, can they please say their name, when they go to talk?
Sure, I think that's probably a good idea.
Thank you.
I guess additionally, one way you could get it to where you can at least see us is we do have the YouTube stream up. So if you put the YouTube stream up, you'll at least be able to see some of what's going on, things that are being written, all things like that. Additionally, for anyone who is watching on the YouTube stream, I put a link to the Zoom meeting in the comments so that you can hop in the same way that Rick and Jane are. So we are welcoming people. We understand that, not everyone has the correct means of being able to brave the weather like this, but we want to do everything we can to make sure that as many people can participate as we can. We're all here for the benefit of Unity and for the benefit of the congregation. We will have ideas. Let's be real here. You're never going to get 3 people together and get everyone to be on the same page for everything. It is okay for us to have disagreements. I ask that we treat each other with love and respect, because we're all here for at least one thing, and that's to improve the congregation, not really improve, to reinforce the congregation as it is now, and to make everybody's lives in unity as fulfilling as we can. So with that, we have been out of order. I'm going to officially make the call to order. Welcome, everyone.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so it was supposed to be next, the opening prayer. The opening prayer has already been said. When Robin comes back, we'll go ahead and get started with the treasurer. Oh, Robin's right there. I'm just lying.
Obviously, in the interest of time, we're not going to go through this line by line. The copies of the financial reports are in the back, so if you have questions, please direct those to us either now or afterwards. Make an appointment, or just call me. I can help you with anything. So the good news is there's a couple of different things. There's a profit and loss. There's a fiscal year, and then the unity year, which it goes from October, so as of, there's one page that has as of the balance sheet as of December 31st. And the good news about that is we're not in the hole. This also is just our checking account. It does not include our savings account on that particular report. The profit and loss is probably the most important thing for you to look at. But a couple of key things, we've had some plumbing issues we've had to deal with over the last year. Those have been fairly expensive, but bottom line, our biggest expense is our insurance. And it is ridiculous. But there was only one insurance company that will write for church properties in the state of Montana. Actually, all over the place. So it's not just here in Montana. One of the things that we have made an ask of Phil, and also I've brought it forward because I talked to, as we were going through the bylaws and working with their bylaws people, I also brought this up. And once the dust settles with this change, which won't be until probably maybe next year, that ask is, because we know like the Methodist Church, the Congregational churches, they all have, and I worked in risk management and with insurances, so you get an umbrella. They're not the broker, but they are the umbrella over it. They work with trying to find a broker to get an insurance company to work with all the unities across the United States. Then we can all purchase our insurance through them. That's what the Congregational churches, the Methodist churches, Catholic churches do. So hopefully we should, down the road, but we've got a couple of years of, we did ask them to reduce the property value down to what it is currently on our property taxes, which saved us $1,500, but it's still ridiculous. So that unfortunately is our largest expense. But we do a really good job. Kelly does a great job with the accounting. We do a good job of trying to manage the funds that we do have. So if you have any questions, please raise a hand, ask it, or you can call me, ask later, whatever blows your hair back. And I'll give it to Clayton. His hair is already blown back.
We're definitely in that awkward stage of growing it up.
That's all right, it looks awesome.
Thank you very much for the update from the financials. It's good to see that we are in the positive.
Yes. It may not be much, but we're in the month.
Listen, it's better than being in the opposite.
Yes.
You know, the old standing or the old truism that, stinks getting old, but it's better than the alternative.
Exactly.
Okay, so for new business, probably one of the most important ones, one of the largest ones, is the new bylaws and going over those and having a chance to put it to a vote. The bylaws were standing for quite a long time. As the board has grown, there's been more resources being able to be put into it. One of the things Robin's very very big thanks to Robin on this. Robin had put a lot of work into this and worked with Unity Ministries. As she said, we went back and forth with them over the bylaws quite a bit, getting their recommendation, changes, things like that. This was not an easy process to come to, so thank you for all the effort.
And we're grateful for their approval.
We are grateful for that.
Definitely, because our last bylaws, what do we have, November of 2015? 2015.
So,
Right. So we thought, yeah, we needed to bring it forward a bit.
yep, we're leaping a whole decade into the future.
I didn't even think about it that way, but you're right.
Yep. Okay, so with that, the bylaws were sent out. I know that there's already going to be some questions on them. They were sent out in the email for people to be able to look at. Additionally, there's a copy here. So I'm going to start by putting it to the floor.
Okay.
So,
Here, I've got,
okay,
but let me turn it on, Shirley, just a second. I gotta shut Clayton off and turn you on so we don't have feedback.
I got it.
Okay.
Okay, I did compare them to the 2015, and I just found some information and input that I felt would be beneficial to our congregation. And,
Charlene, just a point of order, the template that we base this on is actually Unity's 2024, the 2015 one is old news. This is based on the
Okay,
2024
so then I
template.
guess I don't need to have input.
No,
No,
we
that's
want
not
you to have
what we're
input,
doing.
I just want you as a point of clarification so you know.
Please
Just so you know.
address
Yeah, we
the
want to hear
situation.
your opinion.
I feel like I'm being put down.
You're not being put down. Please, I told you to bring
Yes.
this to the meeting.
And
I
we want
do
to
The
hear
point
it.
of clarity was made. We are asking you now with the point of clarity to please address what you were looking for.
Okay,
Okay?
I will do
I,
that.
as I said, you're not being put down. Please,
I feel that way.
I
I
understand.
apologize, Charlene, that was never meant to make you feel that way. It's just a point of clarification.
So, on the front page, of course, they're going to change them to, she said she was talking to Kelly about the ministry, Shelby Unity Spiritual Center. As a corporation, it is Unity Church of Christianity Billings doing business as Unity Spiritual Center. Should be the accurate legal
Sounds good.
description. Section 2, it says Unity of Billings shall, and we put endeavor to, Unity Spiritual Center shall endeavor to conduct services of worship and classes of instruction. And I like just endeavor to in there rather than shall. It's the first sentence.
So that's in Article 2, Section 2?
Yes.
Okay. So you would like to put endeavor to as an
Yes.
addition to that?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll be right back. I'm grabbing a pen.
I got it.
Yep.
Article 3. And it says, Section 2, the very end, non-confidential documents are available to members. And we had a phone request, but I like the word active members in there.
That was addressed with Unity Bylaws people and they want this language.
Okay.
So are you saying, this is Jane, are you saying that we don't need to have active members on there, it's just members?
We are saying that was preferred language by Unity Ministries, was to put non-confidential documents are available to members.
So to all members, correct?
Correct.
Oh, any members?
That is the preferred language by Unity Ministries.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Article 4, date and location of annual meeting.
Which section is that in Article 4?
Article 4A.
A, okay.
At the bottom, I'm just questioning, the 2015 said that, it said, but no longer than 13 months from the last annual meeting. So is there, I'm just questioning whether that should be still in there.
Sorry, yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not following it.
At the very end, the 2015 said, but no longer than 13 months from the annual membership meeting.
That was also removed under the new template.
So you said this was Article 4?
No, I'm not finding that section.
What page is it, Sharon?
Article 4, date and location of annual meeting.
I'm just not seeing that.
That was
But in
not-
2015 is what it said.
Oh,
So it'd be
But
Article,
no longer than
5, right?
13 months from the annual
okay, so
membership meeting.
real quick,
saying
so
that-
for clarification for everyone, this is Article 5, Section
Oh,
1.A.
5 instead, or sorry.
Okay.
5.
Article 5, Section 1.A.
Yes.
Oh, there we go, okay.
Sorry
Okay.
about that.
No problem, we're just having a hard time, I think everyone was in Section 4.
There are a lot of
Yeah.
articles.
Well, I was confused.
And the Roman numerals are always fun.
So, if I could, I understand what you're saying, so in the 2015 version, we had the no longer than 13 months.
Right.
I think I agree, and this, everyone is open to be able to present this. Based on how this particular one went, we are well beyond 13 months from when the
Yeah.
last one was.
Yeah.
And frankly, I appreciate the ability for us to have this be a little bit more open with how the congregation is in size and scope. If we get forced into being able to have this within, like, hey, we got 2 days, come on, let's get this, we're not gonna be able to have optimum participation. So I actually kind of like the bylaws not kneecapping us directly into, all right, you're on a clock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, and being able to work around this. So I think that's part of why Unity Ministries insisted on that being removed.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go back then to 4B, reinstatement of inactive memberships. Reinstatement with 2 years, the word should be within 2 years.
it does say within 2 years on
Does
the
it?
first, yeah, on the new ones.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay, so it sounds like that has been addressed then.
okay.
Okay.
I have a question. Are you finished, Charlene, or are you going to move on?
No, I'm not done.
Okay, thank you.
There's just a question, we're no longer having quarterly meetings?
Which section are you referring to the old one then, or to the
Yeah,
new one?
The old one, it says section 2 quarterly meetings, and it just says special membership meetings. So does that replace like quarterly, if we needed to call a special meeting, then we could?
I think, yes, that would replace a dedicated quarterly meeting, giving us a little more versatility to being able to have these when necessary.
Okay,
Again, a lot of the focus on Unity's ministries with this is giving us more free range to operate without a strict structure that says, hey, we have to do this, hey, we have to do this.
okay. I'm just questioning
Of course.
that section.
Thank
Okay.
you for reading it so thoroughly, that's awesome.
I read it 3 times.
Well, and you have so much experience with this, Charlene, because you.
Excuse me, just a clarity on that, so we no longer need to have quarterly meetings, it's just going to be as needed?
So instead of having a scheduled quarterly meeting, we have more of the ability to call for action to have meetings like that.
Okay, thank you.
Does not have to be where we don't have them at all. It just gives us more
Right.
ability to schedule when we do and when we don't.
Understand, thank you.
Okay, Article 6. On trustees. I had some input there. Which I don't remember.
There's a lot of words.
Sorry,
Yes.
just a clarification, are you talking about quarterly meetings as the body of the church or as the board?
It would be as the body of the church.
Okay,
The board has a different
Monthly.
meeting schedule.
okay,
Oh,
just a clarification.
okay, Pentagon 3. It said selection of membership, the board of trustees.
What number is that?
So I believe we're in
Is
Article
this the current
6.
one?
Well, I'm in 5, but I
You're in
don't see section 1 membership. The board of trustees shall be composed of the senior minister or co-ministers, no fewer than 4 other trustees elected from, now this is the old one, from among the active membership of Unity of Billings.
Okay, so when it comes to the 2015 template, we don't have it in front of us, so it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to reference.
Right. Yes.
And while there are a lot of great things from the 2015 template,
Mm-hmm.
I think that it's important for us to look at the contents of what is here and review this. What, I guess for a point of clarity then, on the 2015 thing that you're wanting brought over, what is it that is missing on this that you were wanting presented there?
Well, one of the inputs is no elected trustee will serve more than 2 consecutive terms without an interval 1 year between terms.
So a lot of what was discussed with the modern template is Unity is built of smaller congregations.
Mm-hmm.
By putting something like that into the language, we are setting it up to possibly be in violation of our own rules because we don't have a large enough congregation to fill both the need for how many members there would be, have participation on enough members to re-elect in, and would kind of put ourselves at a place where we could be in violation of not having enough board members because there's not enough remaining people who would be eligible. So putting the interim term no longer seemed like a necessary point based on how small some of these congregations are.
So someone could serve indefinitely if that isn't in there.
Let's be honest, both leading up to this, we had that exact circumstance.
I know.
Linda was the president for eight years, 10 years? Yeah, 8 years. So by putting into the bylaws that restriction, yes, by removing it, yes, we are giving an opportunity where there could be somebody who is going into indefinitely. But we are also not putting ourselves into a place where we are in violation of our manifest by default.
Okay, I don't really agree with that. I don't care about 3 years. It could be longer. But I think it's good to have fresh ideas and other people participating in the board.
I agree, and there's still people
We agree.
who can be elected to the board and people can leave the board. The one thing that is put here is that it prevents somebody being forced off the board, not because they're not contributing, but because we put an arbitrary time lock on it. I understand where you're coming from as a point of concern though.
And Unity removed that too, Charlene.
I don't care what Unity did.
Well, we have to follow their template is what I'm trying to say, just as clarification for you. That's why the part about the churches with 50 members or less was added by Unity, because we're not the only really small congregation. There are lots of small churches.
Yeah, kind of like no one would really want to be president. I mean, I
Definitely.
wouldn't. I personally don't want to be president.
I just feel it's refreshing to have a
Maybe later.
I understand where you're coming from with it. Leslie, do you have a, okay,
Me too.
so I'm gonna call quorum, or I'm gonna call for decorum. Leslie,
I agree, no one's gonna wanna do it indefinitely, and I think that's kind of the purpose of those special meetings, being more flexible than just having to have them quarterly. If we feel as a congregation that, you know, someone has outstayed their welcome to Charlene, I see where your concern is coming from. If we feel that way, we can call one of those meetings and we can discuss it and we can make that happen, we can do what we need to do. We just have a little bit more flexibility to serve our needs, and frankly, many, many other Unity churches' needs, in that they are so small. We're gonna have a harder time finding a board president if we have to kick them out every 3 years.
No, but I mean, it doesn't have to be, you could extend it 5 years or whatever.
But at that point, why
Yeah,
bother?
I don't
Don,
know.
did you, I'm sorry, did I see you reaching for a comment?
No.
Okay, my apologies. So, I understand your point of concern.
Mhm.
I do understand where that could present problems. I
It
think
has
what
in the past,
a
so-
lot of the congregation is currently saying is that with the size of the church as it is now, that restriction is not currently appropriate. The thing about these bylaws is that we can also have them updated in the future. So if the congregation continues to grow, I think that is a revision that would be worth addressing at that time. Does that sound good to most everyone?
Yes.
So I do think that this is something that we should articulate as the church grows.
Yeah.
Linda?
Yes, I'd like to make a point to what you're saying, Charlene, about having fresh ideas, to having, you know, having a board that changes and accepts new people, and one of the issues that I encountered in my happy 8 years of being here, it's my honor of being board president of this fabulous church, is that nobody wanted to be on the board. So it was kind of like, you know, the only people
Right.
standing were gonna stand, and we did, and then, you know, we attracted more people that wanted to come and be a part of us and part of the board. And any of the members of this church are welcome to attend board meetings and bring forth their ideas, submit their ideas to the board. And we want that, because it's kind of it's challenging to try to steer the ship without the help of all of the wonderful energy that we have here in this church. So please, I encourage all of you, if you have ideas, if you have thoughts, if there's something that you like or you don't like, please submit that information to us, join the board meeting, let us know if you want to be there. We've been doing a lot of Zoom meetings, so it's very convenient. We can send you a little Zoom link, and you can just hop on and be there with us.
Not to keep dragging on this conversation, sorry, but I was thinking, like, we should, because I get where Charlene's coming from, so I feel like maybe before we get the fresh eyes, we gotta focus our energy on bringing the fresh eyes to the building, and like bringing people in and bringing new people in and people who want to be a part of the church, and then reevaluating that. But before we can get the fresh eyes gotta be in the building, right?
Yes.
I agree. That's absolutely,
So thank you for bringing the point.
Sorry
I
for
think that
dragging
it is
that
good
on.
for us to have in mind for
That's-
growth.
That's what this is all about.
Did,
They express themselves.
And I'm sorry, you haven't had my eyes here. Any comments from Rick and Jane on this?
I just wanted to thank is it Tessa who was speaking?
Oh, sorry, yes, it's Tessa.
For bringing that up, and I would like to also thank Charlene for being so, looking at the old ones and comparing them to the new ones so that we can, just, kind of go over things, and, I just wanted to ask Charlene if she felt that her question has been answered.
It has been answered. I still have reservations, but it has been answered.
Robin?
Clayton,
Thank
one
you.
more point. Bylaws are a living, breathing document. And they, by nature of bylaws, can be changed when the need is necessary.
Absolutely. That's a big part of what Phil was talking about with the new unity movement as well. Or I guess the coming back together of unity is being able to have, with Unity Reimagined, the bylaws be exactly that, living, breathing, and adapting to the needs. Okay,
This is Jane
Shirley.
again, I just want to say, I love that word reimagined. It is so fantastic. We got the booklet from Unity on that, and we've been reading it every day. And I just want to say that things, sometimes, this is not written in stone. It's not the 10 Commandments. It's only a by whatever they're called, well, they call them bylaws, and they can be updated as we change and grow. And I sense some fear about some of the things, and I understand that, because things are changing, and they're changing rapidly. And I just want to say a prayer that we could be open to what's taking place, and I really want to understand what Charlene and others are saying, and I want to be respectful of that, and just know that things are changing, and we can change things as we go along as a congregation, and I appreciate that. That's all.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Well said. All right, Charlene, I can see that you're still page flipping. What is the next one for you?
Well, there's no section 11 in nomination and election. It's like, it goes no, there's no 11, goes from 10 to 12. Page 7 is 10.
And what is it on the new bylaws? What's it
Well, so
pertain
the-
to?
this
The
is
new
what we're looking at
bylaws
now,
is
is the new.
missing section 11. There's no section 11, it just goes to the section 12 between 10 and.
So it looks like there's a numbering issue on that. That would need correction.
It
Then,
goes from 9,
So it goes from section
9 to
8 to
12.
9 to 10. Yeah, because
there's no
page
11.
7 has section 9, then it goes to section 10, which goes A through Z, and then it goes to
Okay.
section 12. So it looks like we need to renumber from section 12 to 11, section 13 to 12, 14 to 13, 15 to 14. We need to de-increment the ones past section 10, correct?
But then there, with no section 11, there is a nomination and election, and that part has been totally
yeah, there is.
left out in 2015. It's called nomination, election, and qualifications of the Board of Trustees, nomination of the ministry's team, duties and responsibilities, and nomination procedures. And that was one of the sections in the 2015. And that does concern me because we don't speak to qualifications in this as far as the Board of Trustees, the selection. In the past, we were able to select with a committee that was also formed of the congregants, but now it's just been the board that suggests who should be a board member. And I feel that it would be nice to have a nominating ministry team as well, like we have had in the past, and this is on the 2015, of course, bylaws, in order to give a ministry team the ability to help select who might be on the board. And now it's just the board recommend. The last time the board just recommended someone, which does give them the ability to do that.
Robin?
So Chris, Carolyn, are you addressing the issue, because Rick and I run the committee, there was a committee to elect board members and to go out and ask people, I remember doing that way back.
Yeah, we used to
That's
do
what
it, and
Okay, so, I hear you. Robin?
So that was changed in the new template by Unity also, and I'm trying to find it, but it does say a nomination committee as needed in the new bylaws. I just gotta find it, I'm looking for it.
So we're gonna find where it addresses a nomination committee in the bylaws, and then we'll
It's
see
not a
if,
requirement, it's as needed.
right.
and what about the qualifications of someone?
It's actually there, it's
That's in
in,
there.
Article 6.
Six?
Article 6,
Okay.
Board of Trustees, eligibility and terms of office, and
What
then,
page?
section 2, page
So-
5.
Yeah.
Page 5, Article
Oh,
6,
yeah.
Section 2.
Section
Okay.
2,
I just like the idea of a ministry team, being involved in the election of board members,
Frankly, I would love that too, but
but
again, we are building based on what we are currently looking at from a ministerial size.
And Phyllis participates on our board and other things too.
I just feel that the last time we had someone put on the board, we were given the name of a person. It wasn't even open to the people attending that meeting to also elect someone to be on the board or nominate someone. And I feel that that is a closed, done deal. This person is going to be on the board. We don't have a chance to nominate someone from the floor because we were given that opportunity.
I was at that meeting, does everybody else
Yeah.
remember? We were asked if anyone else was interested in being on the board. We asked for nominations from the floor.
And I know that for, years, years, I have asked people, but just everybody in the congregation, would you like to be on the board? Would you like to be on the board? Would you like to be on the board? When we had 2 people on the board. And nothing was happening, I mean, nobody was coming forward. So you're darn right, I was asking everybody if they wanted to be on the board, anybody, if they wanted to be on the board, and nobody did. And finally, a few people have come forward, and not that they've been personally invited, but I ask people all the time if they want to be on the board, still. Except now, we have 7 people on the board, which is, in my opinion, I think that's a lot. It's a lot, with, not including Phil, but anyway. that's-
Leslie?
So I think it's safe to say that what we're experiencing is growing pains. There's been a way that things have been done, and as we've kind of done the opposite of growing in, the years leading up to this, I know when Clayton and I started coming, there was like 4 people that showed up regularly.
Right?
And it's nice to see that there are more people showing up regularly. And in that sort of upheaval, you're gonna have things happen that are kind of ambiguous as far as the rules that have been in place. There's bending that's gonna happen when you're trying to just keep the ship afloat. And I think that's kind of where we've been, is
Yes.
keeping the ship afloat. But now we have a few more hands on deck. That's the whole point of having these meetings, is there's more hands on deck. Now we can kind of reassess, yes, maybe these decisions were made and not procedurally correct at the time. But did we do them for the right reasons? Okay, check that off the list. We did it for the right reasons. We now have the chance, as we're doing this and looking at the bylaws, to say, okay, we made that decision and we've done a few things that were out of necessity and may have been a little bit of a knee jerk. And that's okay. What's done is done. What's important now is for us to look at the bylaws and take that information as part of our truth. It has happened, it is done. We can only move forward and try and make sure that our procedures are followed from here on out. And I think with more people involved, it is so much easier to make that happen because there's more voices, there's more eyes, there's more people paying attention to what's going on. And so it's important to recognize and it's important to own it. I agree on that. It's also important to leave it where it is, which is not now.
So
I found it.
I just want to, well, I'll have you say this in just a second. So I just want to take an opportunity to address something quick. Charlene, I understand where you're coming from with this. What we do not want is to have a tyrannical rule of the never-ending board of unity. Unity of Billings doesn't want us to be elected monarchs or kings who come in and sculpt the congregation to benefit the board. The reality of where we are is the board has essentially become kind of a ragtag group of people who were drafted into this because Unity needed a board. That's where we're at today.
Exactly.
I would love nothing more.
Thank you.
I would love nothing more than for us to get to a place where there is an outright battle to want to be on the board and require this community to have an elections group to keep that sacred and saint. I understand where you're coming from with it. And that is an important point for us to get to when we are in a time where that is allowed. As it stands, we currently have, am I miscounting? I think 13 people in the room, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we had a 13th.
13, 14 on the.
Plus 2 on here.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us want to try and
I have a
have,
question.
yes.
Sorry, Clay. I have a question because I just found out a few days ago that you were nominated to be president of the board. Rick and I were having a discussion that how long Linda has been on there, and I just found out that you were nominated. So just as kind of relating to what Charlene was talking about, we probably missed the meeting or whatever, didn't see an email or something, and we apologize for that. But I just wondered, when did that take place? I'm not negating it or anything. Can somebody tell me when that took place and what happened with that?
Linda and I can both answer that. That is a board decision who the officers are on the board. The board members are selected if the current ones keep going or new ones are added or whatever, but who holds an office within the board is actually a board decision. It's not a congregational decision.
Right, I'm not disputing that. I didn't know. Can you tell?
Yeah, it's
About
been,
Six
Oh, gosh.
6 months?
6 months, 8
Yeah,
months.
six.
Yeah.
It's on the bulletins, Jane, but I don't know, but that's a good point. Maybe we need to, when we do the newsletter and we have, and the board changes offices, we probably need to put a box out there that says, here are your new, here's the trustees and here are the new
I was
officers.
about to say, we post up here every Sunday. That might be a
Yeah.
good point to put in the introduction to church.
Yeah. we
If the
can do
board
that.
changes who the officers are, we make sure to make
Yeah,
an
and
announcement about it.
Who's stepping down and who you voted in, because I understand the process of the board. I was on there, but I just didn't know. And
Sure.
I'm
That's a
sure
good
I
suggestion.
miss a lot of things because we don't come every Sunday. And I would have not looked at the board in the office about that.
It changes on the Well, Charlene and Debbie are awesome about the Sunday programs. It changes on the back of the programs. But, you know, I think it would be nice for us to have maybe a congregational something and introduce some new board members, but.
Again, that's another great reason
Yeah.
for us to move from a quarterly meeting to a special needs one. If we have, I think that would be a great opportunity
Yeah, that's
when
good.
we
That's
change the
good.
board officers to have one of those meetings, put it out there, have people come together. That's another point where it's more liquid.
I would have just liked an email or something to know on the newsletter. Linda's stepping down, she's been in for so many years, and the board's opportunity and their business is to nominate a new one, and just something like that, you know?
That's a great idea. I think that we stick with it.
Thank you.
That
Thank
leads
you.
me to a thought about, that I covered with Clayton about transparency. And, you know, in the past, when we used to have paper newsletters, a board member would just write a short little article about, well, this is what's happening. You know,
Yeah.
each month we would, or whenever quarter, we would have that information. And I'd like to see something like that reoccur, so this doesn't happen like with Jane, you know, well, we did this or that, and, so,
Do you think that that article needs to be part of the bylaws, or can we address that on the next point of business?
that's the next point of business.
Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and just a quarterly information sheet sent out or on the newsletter or whatever. Sounds great.
I
Thank
agree.
you.
Let's circle back to that. Let's get through the bylaws, because we want to be able to get this
Okay.
baby put to bed.
Yeah, I found where that is, Charlene, it's in Article 4 under meetings and the power of authority. At the annual congregational meeting, members have the power and authority to do the following. Elect new members to the board, presented by proposed nominations from those who have expressed a desire to serve to the
Yes.
Okay,
existing board
good.
and/or a nominating committee if needed.
Perfect.
Great.
So it sounds
All
like
right.
that has the language in there.
Sure.
Perfect.
By the way, let me add one quick thing, please. I couldn't get anybody to be on the nominating committee either, so, you know, we were scrambling, it was scrambling time.
Pretty hard to have a nomination when nobody wants to be
Right,
involved.
right. My vow was to
Right, agreed.
keep the lights on and keep the light flowing.
Doors open.
And we all greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. It was scramble time.
On Article 9, dissolution, it says, in the event that this ministry is dissolved, and the word corporation was in there before because we are a corporation, and maybe putting corporation in parentheses would be a good idea because we are incorporated.
Okay, we will put that out for review to Unity Ministries and see
Sure.
what their thought on the inclusion of the word corporation is.
And then at the bottom, it says section 501C in parentheses, 3 parentheses. The 2015 bylaws, and it could be wrong, the section is 5.01C3.
We didn't change that, Charlene, that may be an updated IRS code, because we didn't change that, that's exactly how it is in Unity's template.
Maybe it could be wrong.
Okay, we will ask Unity
I will
Ministries
ask
on
you to
this.
speak, please.
Good catch.
Work for lawyers.
I know, well, the IRS changes things, so.
They don't change how much money they want other than wanting more.
That's it.
Okay, thank you very much for perusing through this and providing those details. I think that most of them are going to go over well. There's a couple where it sounds like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it sounds like the ministry wants to table a couple of them. But some of the word revisions and some of like the citation there, we can run that by Unity Ministries again and get a final revised copy set up.
Great, great.
So, with that being said,
Your turn.
thank you. So with that being said, at this point, correct me if I'm wrong, it doesn't sound like there's a lot of content revision that's going to be made to this. It is punctuation, making sure that we have quite a few things done. So with that said, does the ministry feel confident voting on the content of the bylaws?
With the corrections.
Right,
With
again,
corrections.
we will make corrections. The intent at this point is getting the whole heart of this.
Oh, Jane has a question.
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Did you have a question?
Jane, did you have a question?
Oh, Rick and I are just voting on what you just said, is that a motion?
Oh, okay.
Robert's rules of
Yes.
order.
Just, Charlene, I know where you were talking about the endeavor. That whole section is actually this, right out of the template, we didn't change anything. That first section is 100% Unity template, the current template that Unity is using. So even if, I'll ask them, they may say no, just let you know.
So if that is the case, we'll notify you as such that they disagreed with that language.
Okay.
Leslie, I saw you writing frantically on this. Were you writing down some of the things that we talked about? Okay. And it sounds like Robin was as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep notes.
So, with that said, so there's a couple of things that we tabled in terms of content that would be changed to the body of this and the spirit of it. Other things after that are grammatical and punctuation.
Yeah.
So, does the ministry feel comfortable voting on the bylaws subject to the final revision approval with Unity Ministries?
Yep.
Okay,
Yes, Jane?
Yes.
so I'm gonna put it out to, so I'm gonna put the vote out there. All in favor? Aye, or raise your hand.
I,
Two hands here, guys.
Okay, all opposed? Okay, so the bylaws will be enacted and adapted with the note that they are subject to the final revisions with Unity Ministries. Alrighty,
Great.
thank you all for that.
awesome.
Good job, everybody.
Yeah, that was very good.
Bylaws are an important part, and it's been over a decade, so it was a good conversation to have.
And I have to say, at the time, there was some consternation going on in the congregation, and some of this needed to be written in order to protect our ministry.
Absolutely.
You were working from where you were at the time, absolutely.
Yes.
And that is the importance of the bylaws, that they can change, because, in 2015, Leslie and I lived in Lincoln, Nebraska, had no idea what Unity was. I know I can't speak for everyone, there's people who have been here for a long time, but the church is different. I'm glad that we can bring it into this year. Okay,
Yes.
so the next point on new business is discussing if we would like to do the bright and beautiful pickup again.
I already got my
Oh,
pickers.
Look at
Yes.
So the discussion on
When
that
is
is that
it?
would be around April 21st.
I will get that out to everybody this week in the newsletter, what the exact date is.
Is it gonna be on a weekend?
Yeah, it's always on a Saturday. It's
Let's-
always on a
That
Saturday.
sounds good.
And we did tell them last year we wanted the same place, so we're confirming that they're gonna let us have it.
Okay, so like 18th or 25th, kind of?
Yeah,
Okay.
probably the 18th is my guess.
And we
Okay.
still have t-shirts for purchase if anybody wants one.
And I have mine in my closet I need to wear.
I know, I've got mine too, okay.
All I hate to be the guy who leaves Montana not as beautiful as it should be, but it doesn't matter what weekend it is in April, I will not be able to attend.
That's okay. Well, we'll beat you with a cooked noodle.
Yeah, please do. So that said, that was a pretty overwhelmingly positive reaction. I am going to open it up to the floor for discussion if anybody has any points on this.
Good.
We
Okay.
can talk about it when it gets closer to the the time too.
Sounds good. So,
Sign up or something.
with a vote then, do people think this is a good thing for us to endeavor to be a part of? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All
Aye.
opposed?
All right.
Alrighty, that is a pass. We will participate in this. Okay, new business number 3, changes to the kids' room and offer opportunity for people to help. Some discussions were made by the board that we wanted to put out to the congregation involving the kids' room. The kids' room right now is prone to getting very hot and is also very loud.
It's also prone to bees, just saying.
We think we might have figured that out, but yes, there were bees in there.
There's bees in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Probably shutting that vent took care of
oh,
the
this
bees.
has its own.
Yes, I think the vent is where the bees had come
In
from.
there.
So,
Oh,
What are the other things, updates for the kids' room? What are the other things we're doing?
so some of the things that we had discussed with the kids' room for now is continuing to keep it upstairs, but putting some soundproof paneling in. Putting joint compound over the popcorn ceiling to seal that up, and freshening it up with either paint or with sheets. I think we had talked about doing to kind of beautify it a little bit, while we have discussions about the future of the kids' room. So we are looking for outreach to be able to help with this. Anyone who's interested in participating in the actual renovation itself, as well as ideas that we can do in addition to these that might help the kids have a good experience. So with that, I would like to open the floor again.
What do you mean, you're looking at outreach to help? What's that mean?
That would be the congregation
The
here.
labor.
The labor.
Volunteers.
Oh,
We
okay.
need hands. We need hands, we need hammers, we need nails.
If I am in town, I would be happy to help with painting or whatever.
Perfect. That is greatly appreciated. Robin?
Just so you guys know, we're planning to do the ceiling when it really warms up, like if you would say, well, you know, when it was 60 degrees. And then we got this. So that would not be the appropriate time because it takes a while for joint compound to dry.
So like next
You're-
month maybe or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
April or May, just, and
Future.
more hands help because everybody's gonna get tired putting that on the ceiling, even though we have wide tools, it's still gonna take some time to cover that
just
up.
saying, if you want Don's hands, you will not have him in June.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay,
makes sense.
He will be in Texas.
So it sounds like either into April or May sometime. Maybe we put out feelers on it, maybe we make a sign-up sheet.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, sounds good.
Seems like a good idea.
yes.
Alright.
So we'll keep an eye on the weather and we'll keep an eye on that. Les, did you have something there or were you stretching?
No, I'd like to add something.
What's up?
So as far as having, the kids having a good experience, with this merger thing that Unity's doing, the Reimagine thing, the resources that are available are a lot easier to find. I would be really happy to look into, content to have available for them. Like, I know we're not really at a point where we can have somebody dedicated to that spot, but if the coloring pages have the message on there or something like that, you know, if there's some kind of content for the kids in there that isn't just generic, that is actually Unity content, I would be happy to compile that and get that in there available, ready to go. Stuff they could take home with them even.
That's a good idea.
It's there, it's available, it just has to be put together and I'm happy.
Cool.
Great idea.
Tess?
As a
Great.
teacher,
Is that last speak?
speaking.
Yes,
Was that
sorry,
Leslie?
Leslie.
Yep, that was Leslie, sorry.
Okay, now
And now we got
this-
Tess.
Yeah, this is me, Tessa.
Tessa.
As a teacher, on the weekend, sometimes I'm like, ooh, I don't really want to be around children. But once a month or so, unless Leslie's talking, I won't do it because I want to hear her. But I wouldn't mind like doing a lesson, as long as it's not every week. Just because like I'm here on the weekend to get like my spiritual like growth as well, and I kind of get tired of teaching. But if it's like a once a month thing, I'd be down.
Dawn.
Fabulous.
Yeah, we were kind of discussing that, so where we kind of like going with the curriculum and stuff and trying to figure out having like a rotation where maybe like once a month someone's going in there. So this way, because we don't want to rob somebody of their own
Yeah,
spiritual
that's a good
growth.
idea.
And so just churches I've been involved with before, we
Yeah.
would rotate them out, we would rotate
Yeah,
the children
Yeah,
ministers.
that sounds good to me.
I think
would
that's
be-
also a good
I would do
thing.
that.
I would like to be on that rotation as well,
Mhm.
so it'd probably be good for us to get, Clayton's gonna fix everything with sign-up sheets. So getting another sign-up sheet on that
Yeah.
to get a monthly rotation in play, so that we can have people attending with it, because yes, none of us want to lose our spiritual growth and our sacrifice, but I think a lot of us are willing to give up a week of that for the spiritual growth of children.
Yeah.
I think that that's a very noble cause, and it would be nice to be able to have more children growing into this. So for now, we kind of have a two-pronged attack. One is going to be the physical room. The next one is going to be the actual content provided to the kids.
Oh.
Yes.
Also, in that article stuff, like it talked about background checks, and I feel like to be able to sign up, I feel like to do in the kids' room. Personally, I feel like people should have to go through a background check to be able to know.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Legal thing.
Yep.
That's state law.
So,
Yippee!
yep, we will be complicit with all state laws on that. There's no bylaw that gets around state law.
We used to have 2 people with the children as
Yeah,
well.
I'm pretty sure, I checked that about a year ago, and that was still in effect, I'll recheck that. But yeah, 2 people.
Okay.
The advantage, that's one advantage we have with the room with the window,
Yeah.
is why part of the reason it's up here, because there's enough eyes on that window, and we have, we obviously we want more children in here.
Right.
And eventually, if we get a lot of kids and we need to move it downstairs, then that becomes
That's
more of
fair.
an issue.
You can
There-
kind of count it if somebody was just sitting like at the end of this aisle.
Right, that's the point of having
You know,
this
like,
be an
listening,
observable
But if
window.
like,
Yeah.
one person was inside and then one person was.
Right.
Like, would that count enough? Right.
We're kind of hoping that it does, because that's what we've done several times already.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to
I
kind of
think
hope.
that's kind of weird if you have like, I mean, I guess that's not too weird, but it's like 2 adults and then only 2 kids.
Well, and additionally, we run into a space constraint in that room.
Yeah.
It's already, we've had, I think at max, we had, 4 kids in there one time and an adult. And that room gets real crowded if there's that much. So there has been discussions with the board that would also go out to the congregation, that if we see an increase in kids, relocating that room altogether.
With consistent attendance.
Right.
Yes.
There is a threshold put in place
Yes.
with a certain degree of kids, certain degree of reliable attendance, where it would be put out there about moving that room back downstairs. But that comes with a whole nother gaggle of responsibilities with it, because as you said, you gotta have 2 people then. So what went from being able to have a rotation of roughly 4 people becomes a rotation of 8 people.
Right.
And like I said, right now in this room and with on Zoom, we're sitting at about 14 or 15.
Right.
So that would be half the congregation being involved with the children's program. In school, I've kind of noticed that when you're dealing with 50% of a congregation having to be involved with it, you're not going to have likeliness of success. The percentage needs to be smaller so that it's not. We all say that it takes a village to raise a child, but the whole village can't do it all at once.
Right.
So.
Okay.
Anyway, circling back to the actual new business itself, it sounds like, yes.
And just so you guys know, because Charlene brought up transparency, the minutes to the board meetings are in the office, and anybody is welcome to look at them anytime they want. They go back a long ways. I think this last meeting one, we haven't printed and put in there yet, but nobody's hiding anything. It's and they were sent out, but, anyway, they're there for people to read.
Charlene.
What I'm just getting at, and I understand about the board minutes, but a lot of times, like Jane, we just want a little overview. We don't need a big, like I'm saying, a 1 paragraph. Well, this is transpired or whatever. what could be included into it is that we're doing the children's room. Can we have volunteers? And, you know, if you've got a lot of board members and if each one takes a month and does that, then we have more transparency,
Sure.
is what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it doesn't have to be anything detailed. Yeah.
Okay, so we will talk about putting a snippet or excerpt from the last board meeting, a summary of the summary
Yeah,
in the newsletter.
yeah, and it doesn't have to be much.
Like, this is what's happening at Unity this month or whatever for the next
Yeah,
3
right.
months, whatever.
Sure. Okay.
I hate to go, but I have to go to work.
Okay,
Thank you all very much.
we're losing people rapidly. We've had at least 3 people leave. So
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna try and blitz through what's left here. So it sounds like, the uniform action for the kids room thing on both regards is having signage, sheets, correct?
Yep.
Okay, all in favor?
Yeah.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Perfect, all right, we will get some sign-up sheets done for that. Rough time frame on the actual physical labor portion is gonna be,
Up in the air, whether.
up in the air between late April and May. Okay, which I guess late April might have a conflict with Bright and Beautiful pickup,
Yes.
but we'll go from there.
Oh, they do it rain or shine, trust me.
Perfect. Volunteers, the 4th point here is volunteers for Sunday after service gatherings. I think we all are in agreement that we are a big time like food eating church. The discussion is maybe having it to where people to have a sign up for it instead of it just being like sometimes there's a whole smorgasbord down there and other times there's nothing.
Yeah.
Thoughts, ideas on having like a sign up for an after service snack? Jessica.
Well,
What is
I
it
mean, I guess we're
detailing?
only really expected to bring food on potluck Sunday.
Right,
Once a month.
there's only an expectation then, but frequently post-church, people go downstairs for coffee, snacks, something like that. Maybe
Oh, it
just,
should all be on Robin, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Should-
Robin.
Oh, okay. I
Right.
thought you were- Sorry, I was like, I thought, and then for a second there, I was offended, because I thought you were gonna like mention cleanup, and I'm like, I don't think we need to sign up for cleanup.
no, everyone works together, you know, if they have their coffee, they put it in the dishwasher. If they have their little plate, they take it to the
So
sink,
just
put it in the
like a
dishwasher.
sign-up sheet, maybe on the wall or something like that down there for the other
Yeah, so
3
something
weeks
down
of
there.
the month.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just clarifying.
No, not a targeted thing, an opportunity for us to have more participation with it.
Not always expected.
Charlene?
Well, personally, I enjoy bringing
Not all
food
of
because I'm, you know, like a single person at home,
Mhm.
and I like to cook, so I enjoy doing that.
Absolutely.
So maybe
I do
others
too.
do, and I know Robin, that she brings fabulous.
Right.
It just shouldn't be all on YouTube, you know?
No.
Other people
Well,
yeah.
should be able to
Right.
contribute, and you guys can sign up for every weekend, even if you
We
don't.
we
Yeah,
don't,
you
we don't
can.
sign up at all, we just do it.
June, I thought I saw
Yeah,
you
that's
have a
you.
question involving this. Was I wrong?
Well, Rick and I usually bring food also when we come, we just don't come on a regular basis, and, we definitely come on potluck Sunday if we're in town.
Absolutely.
But we usually bring something, and, we don't mind that at all, I
It's our
just,
pleasure to do it.
yeah. I think it's everybody's pleasure to do that when they do it, so.
Well, I don't
If
think
you
we're
want
necessarily
Sign
wanting
up sheet, go ahead.
I don't think we're necessarily wanting to preclude anyone from doing it. I think that it's just nice to know if it's gonna be there.
That's all I was
Right.
gonna say,
Understand.
this isn't to quash spontaneous, brewing of anything, I think it's more to have some
Sure.
consistency, yeah.
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 We can maybe put that in the newsletter too, that anyone is welcome anytime to bring something to share with
Okay.
the congregation after.
Maybe I'll put
Church,
yours
if
in
we were in the
bulletin.
debate something.
Absolutely.
Feel free to bring,
Yeah,
bring
Sounds
for the
good.
group.
I think anything that encourages community and participation is a good thing in the long term. I think it's just nice to make sure that we don't have it be a week where Charlene and Robin both have other commitments and it's like, I hope you guys like coffee and nothing.
Tastes good. It has 0 calories.
Right?
You don't even make brownies brownies.
I do make brownies.
Yeah.
Yes, Clayton is stretching his
And
baby.
really good cookies.
Yeah. We're looking at chocolate chip cookies on the next roll. Actually, one of these days, I'm gonna get around to those cinnamon rolls I said I was gonna make.
Yum, yum, yum.
Well, tell me when you do so I don't bring them, 'cause that was almost gonna be today.
Oh, well, it wasn't today. I'll get around to that one of these days. So, any other thoughts, contribute, ideas for how we can go with that? Charlene?
You know, and I know we're a small congregation, but, you know, in the past, we've had like book studies, we've had spirit groups, and that helped bring people in, and I think as far as a growth type of thing, it is nice to, be able to reach out in that way to encourage more people to come, to Unity. But I go on Zoom now, and I watch Sunday services from Salem, Oregon, from San Diego, and the Unity headquarters, they have authors. And I go online and they have the author discussions so that I can be part of a study group, which I have been with Unity of Anchorage many times, especially during COVID. And they have a tiny congregation, but Zoom reaches out and it helps, you know, encourage people, and I think it would be a good way to grow our church.
Absolutely.
Did Phil talk about that at all when he was talking? Did he get to that part?
I don't think you did.
Okay, so that's a great thought, Charlene, because one of the things that's coming with the changes to Unity is there are gonna be all kinds of programs and classes and all kinds of things that we are gonna be able to look at and see if we can offer it as like a Saturday, because they're just there for us to use, not necessarily have like need to have a Zoom or, you know, a whatever, but there could be discussion, whatever, and maybe Leslie, you know more about those kind of programs that are coming, but, he talked about that at our last board meeting. It was supposed to share it, but we got started late, so we probably ran out of time. But that's gonna be one of the cool things that's coming out of the changes with Unity is some offerings that we might be able to offer some classes, and it's a matter of
There's a
getting it
lot
out.
of things coming down the pipeline with that, yeah.
Some more resources on that. Leslie, I saw you had your hand up.
Yeah, it did. Because you were talking about groups and bringing people in, I had talked to Robin about this, kind of looking at the calendar. I have not officially announced it yet, but I am going to start a crafting group once a month.
Okay,
Um,
I'm going.
So, just, you know, to bring people in who maybe won't be able to make it on Sundays, or just the idea is just to have a place for people to come and play and interact and not be looking at a screen with each other. And,
Right.
you know, we can all kind of just have some fun for an hour and a half and craft things, whatever we decide we want to do. I'm still kind of working on hammering out details, but it's in the works. And as soon as I officially have everything figured out, I will make sure that it goes on to the newsletter. And that's not just for Unity people. I want everybody to feel welcome to come to that, in the hopes that more people will come be part of Unity also.
So,
Fabulous.
give me 1 second. I think everyone is in agreement that that events for the community, by the community, are a good thing. So if somebody has a small group like that they are interested in doing, I think presenting that forward is a wonderful idea. Tessa?
Well, I gotta go because I've been here for a long time. My kid's at home. But I just wanted to say that I love you guys. And if you need help, you let me know. I'm more available in the summertime.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Tessa.
Imagine that.
And I think it would be like super cool to do little groups like the crafting. I don't really have a skill necessarily, but maybe I could run a book club, but like low-key it's just gonna be about what I wanna read.
Listen, any interest group is interesting. You'll find somebody who can be involved.
Yeah,
Thank you for attending.
Thank you.
All right, we're down 4 people now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try and wrap this up. So we've got the discussion of volunteering, yes, Jane.
I don't know if we covered new business or anything. I don't exactly know where we're at in this meeting.
Sorry, so the 4 new points, the points on the new business were bylaws with approval vote, verifying if we wanted to do bright and beautiful pickup again, changes to the kids' room and an opportunity for people to help, and then the 4th point of new business was volunteers for Sunday after service gatherings, which again.
New business, that's where I wanted to get injected in, okay?
Okay.
Something that I wanted to talk about, and I wished I could talk with everyone, but they've all left, most of them. So, I wanted to discuss, the song of David, what's his last name?
David Friedman.
David,
yes.
in the mornings when we do this, and, I've had a discussion with Linda about this, I believe, and Elizabeth had mentioned, and we even played it once, Robin played it once, a song that she would have liked to have heard, and it was an incredible song. And something that was mentioned when I had a discussion was that unity is a place of, what's the word, where you keep having something, tradition sort of like, you know?
Sure.
And yet, if we are going to change and grow, I think we need to lighten up a little bit in that area. And I know it's hard to change things, but I loved that song that she had suggested, and I will call her and find out what that is. But I really think it would be a good idea, and you can put this to vote or whatever, do it. But David Freeman, I love him, I met him, and that song, it really sends my heart, it reaches my heart, and it awakens me and reminds me of things, what he says. But I think we need to kind of lighten up a little bit. And I don't think it would hurt if we change from time to time, maybe, not do it every Sunday, do another song, you know?
Well, so there is an opportunity I think all of us on Sundays want there to be additional songs from the David Friedman song. I think the David Friedman song is used as a spiritual calming point at that part in the introduction, but it's not the only song by any measure. I know even just last week, was it last week or the week before, you had talked with me about us doing kind of a collaborative song type thing as a special music. So I am more than happy for us to add more music to the repertoire. I think that's music speaks to the soul, and that's an important part of this. So with that, I think that is certainly something we can discuss. Please get the song to it, and then we'll discuss about the long term on what you're wanting to go with that. The next point was an open forum, approximately 2 minutes per person. Jane, does that kind of fit yours on that?
Yeah, I'm good. I'll find that song and I'll let somebody know.
I might have it.
Okay.
In the,
You have it?
I might have, I'll look back, I think she sent it to us, to the board email, so I'll look back, I think we have it, Jane.
Okay.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
While we're in the computer land, I'm going to open it up to Rick. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't think I have so much to say about the David Freeman song. I'm tired of it. I've heard it for hundreds of times probably, and I think it's time for a new song. Nothing against the song. I think it's a lovely song, but I'm just over it.
Okay.
Other people mention the same thing, so.
Listen, I like David Freeman as much as the next guy, but I have no problems if the congregation wants to change up the service. We can have that discussion. For now, let's find out what the song that we were talking about was, and then, as you said, maybe we put it out for a vote.
And I like what you said about it's supposed to be a calming, centering song, but it doesn't prevent us from doing and adding other music throughout our, and Phil has had discussions with us about that too, because he feels very strongly that, you know, format, there's, like you said, tradition, so to speak, it's, the expectation. Doesn't mean you can't have other things around that, but.
Absolutely. Okay,
I gotta go find that.
so we're moving fast here. I'm gonna start calling on people. Jessica, do you have anything?
No.
Viola? Do you have anything? Okay. Don?
I'm good.
Leslie?
I'm good.
Dean?
No.
Susan? Robin? Charlene?
Well, my only thing would be is, as far as growth, has the board addressed that issue at all? We keep deteriorating.
Every single
Every
meeting.
single meeting we talk
That
about
would
it.
be a good point to put out there.
Well, and
But, yeah,
so circling back, and this is a while back.
Ideas.
Everything went absolute crazy mode here, so I have to apologize. I know that you two won't be able to see that from Zoom, but we put
Oh, yeah.
the writings back up on the wall from a couple years ago. Some of the ideas that were had in this congregational meeting. Some of these have materialized, some of them have not. Some of them might not be similar to the 2015 bylaws to the 2026 bylaws. Some of these ideas might not necessarily be,
Valid anymore?
some of these might not be what the 2026 unity focus would be on. So again, opening up an opportunity for another special meeting at some point, we can circle back to those. But I'm losing everybody here. So we got most people's open forum. I'm gonna put it to a vote. Are we good to close the meeting?
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And
Thank you.
congratulations on being president, Clayton.
Thank you. All right.
Good job.
Thank you all for participating in the 2026 congregational meeting. It sounds like there's more stuff downstairs. Have a great weekend all, and we will see you next time.
Great, bye.
Good job, Clayton.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe I can take your list and mine.
Good job.
Thank you.
Okay.